what the conditions are in our homeland and in what conditions the kids study in the schools there. And in those schools that we have picked upon our research, most of the schools are in the remote areas of the state, and they absolutely have no access to the books, which is why they do have libraries, but they do not have sufficient books to develop on their reading skills or writing skills, or even to get them acknowledged about the world around them. So which is why we chose the project of building their libraries, which we have done through conducting the book drives here and shipping those books, thanks to the support from all kinds of parents who have done their part in shipping these books and shipping the books to the respective schools. So we have built their libraries, and we have done over 2,000 books in all those schools. And this has enabled them to develop their daily reading habits. And when our volunteer kids have visited them in their summer, we were very happy to see that they have been doing this, and the staff and the management of the school were very happy to see the enormous change that they see in the children in their knowledge about the language and their confidence levels and the reading skills that has been improved through our books. And this also has enabled them to know the importance of reading, and this is in fact helping them to a large extent in their excellence. And we are also training our youth wing with their skills to mentor all those children who are underprivileged and do not have absolutely no one to guide them. And these youth wing, the members of our youth wing are actually mentoring all those children with the reading and writing skills. And the schools that we have adopted are absolutely based on their low economy status, and the schools who are in the remote areas who genuinely do not have any resources in their schools. So in that process, we have adopted 3 schools, which are the government public schools, and 4 schools, and we have shipped all these books to those schools, and the management has been very, very supportive in this process. And to do this process from connecting the book drives to the shipping of the books to the schools, we have contributed about 140 hours of the volunteer work. And as you can see, that we have done like 2,000 books. And the best part of this whole project was the experience of our youth wing when they visited these schools, and the kind of information that they got by looking at the schools and interacting with the students over there, and knowing about their conditions, and knowing about their resource levels. Like, here it's taken for granted that you get everything to do, and your libraries are like, have absolutely anything that you want to pick. But over there, it's not the same. So these kind of experiences have actually let our children know that how fortunate we are here and how much we can give back. So that giving and sharing is what we actually want to improve in our children, and which is why we have these local and international projects.
So going back to the local projects, why community services, other community services, we want to cater to all age categories. We believe in age is not a barrier to volunteer. So that's where the issue was coming, like when we go to shelters and coding classes, obviously kids from elementary level could not participate much. So we have to go out and look what else we can do. So in that process, we have adopted youth gardening services. So any age kid can go and give back to the community in the process of doing gardening. And those vegetables are given to underprivileged people over here. And then we have conducted boot camp. This is not a underprivileged, but it's just a community. And our fitness master Ricky is sitting over there, has very generously, yeah. All I had to say that, Ricky, this is the organization we have started, And then he himself said, you know what, I would like to do this, and then just project took off like this. And the summer, whole summer we have offered every Saturday fitness boot camp. The next one is tech classes and recreational programs at the retirement community services. We have offered tech classes in the sense we go to those retirement community, and these children sit with them and teach them how to use iPhones, iPads, laptops and whatnot, like basic technology. For us it's like granted and given. You think they also know, but they really needed a help, and it is a wonderful way of connecting both generations. They really enjoy spending time with these little ones, and they get to know each other. Not only teaching them and entertaining or giving a company to them. Someone who's going there and talking with them is really something heart-touching. And being a parent, I do see, and especially my daughter and my friends circle, kids, everybody is in high school, and obviously in that thought process we thought, what can we offer to ourselves to help understand the high school process or college prep process. So we kind of got hold with professionals and offered seminars to prepare yourself financially or courses wise, how you can plan your kids' high school career. And then we are always there to help out other organizations. So in Spandan B is a Bangladesh non-profit organization which shares a very similar values like us, but it's a very huge organization. So whenever they have events, they do look for help, and that we step in and do the help. And at the same time, we have done the same with the Viva Calle San Jose. We did volunteer with the city, and it was a whole day event. It was a lot of fun. Next. Okay. What we have achieved is a big thing: approved Presidential Volunteer Service Award certifying organization. So most of you might have heard that going forward we have to register whoever volunteers, you have to register your hours in that organization. You need to have an account, and that account is connected to Empower and Excel, and based on your age group there is a category, like if you put certain hours you would be eligible to get bronze, silver, gold. So that calculation we don't do, they do it for you, and I will know the moment you are eligible. All I do is, okay, this volunteer is approved, and they should be acknowledged for their services.
And we are happy to say that few of our volunteers have won some presidential medals this year.
Yeah.
The very first year that we have started, we are proud of the children.
And then our media coverage, and lucky to be appeared on Evergreen Times a couple of times, Almeida Times one time, KCBS radio, and this library, I think they did the coverage.
And the coverage in the India's district newspaper, they were so thrilled about the response of the students and the management in the schools that they have come forward without any publicity. I mean, you know how much publicity mongers are in India, but with no publicity, and we have not approached anyone, but they got the news, and the students have been our publicity, like their happiness and their zeal and the management's happiness. So we article about our activities and the schools and everything got published in the local newspaper, and we have been I have been interacting with some people, and they're asking me about this, and they would want me to expand this to more and more schools, and more children get benefited from this. Which is why we want to expand our activities internationally, because we are getting such a good response from all the quarters, and we would want to expand our activities in the libraries here as well, and add more and more community services, so that because we are also getting immense response from the volunteers here, so we would want to increase our activities and expand it to more and more communities, so that they get acknowledged, and they get their knowledge, and they can share more, and they can give more.
And one more thing we would would like to add is a job shadowing opportunity to volunteers. We have a very nice, parents group, I would say, like who are coming from tech backgrounds or different diversified backgrounds. So if kids want to understand that career path, how that would look, and whether they are interested or not, and we would like to see how to channelize them and work with the corporates. And if someone wants to be a doctor, and we want to work with the doctors and give an opportunity to our volunteers to shadow them and understand the career path and what it takes, and is it really something they really want to do or not. And at the same time, if they want to get into engineering profession. We have a lot of engineers in our community. So if someone can come forward and volunteer by yourself and help to guide these children, it really helps them to make a decision, not wasting their time whether, okay, this is my thing or not. So those are the things we are trying to see how we can help our own volunteers. Next, please. So this is how we can reach our goals. To reach out to international and spread it to international level, we need to do more fundraising, go after corporate matchings and grant requests. So those are just like a big goal we have ahead this year. And also we would like to partner with a more non-profit organization. It's a win-win. We want to learn from their experiences. At the same time, we want to offer our services to them, which shares the same vision and the mission. Again, increase the parent and community participation in volunteer activities. As you know, we have some weeks like 3 to 4 activities, weekends itself. And just managing by a couple of people going crazy, and I know I sometimes reach out to you guys and like, okay, I need a backup, I can't be at 4 places at the same time. So if we can get some help from parents, that would be really nice, so that we don't need to pull these projects back and put it on a shelf. It can be, growing very nicely. Here we need to thank you, the organizations who came forward to partner with us to offer coding classes, iGebra, EV computing, and Pure Design Solutions, who helped us to do our graphics in between to do the marketing, and then Ricky for offering us a family fitness program.
And Anjani Kumari is a lecturer in one of the schools that we have selected. And the moment we talked about this very idea of resourcing the libraries in the school, she came forward and she has given me all the information. And in the school that she is working, we started with, and we are very thankful to her. She is the very reason why we could be so successful in all these schools. And Dr. Murthy and Madhuri, they are the managing trustees of Sri Kanchana Charitable Trust, the organization that we are partnering in India. And Kalyan is a media journalist and head of the district that we are working. And they all have done their bit, and without them, this project wouldn't have been so successful. And we are very thankful to them.
And here, not but the list of parents who has stepped up whenever I asked without saying no. So taking all their names would be hard, but I'm sure I have covered everyone. These are the parents who volunteered, in the sense like when I can't make, or when my backup person could not make it, they said, okay, don't worry, we'll go and take care of it. So again, thank you guys. Wow, can this be possible without this sponsoring? No way. So these are the businesses, Silver Creek Writing Academy, and they have flyers over there. They were really kind enough to come forward and donate some money, and EV computing, Nothing But Cakes, Super India. And these are the families who contributed for this program just for today's event I'm talking about. Chintalas, Jewelries, Senguptas, Hans family, Idaras, Gadkar, Pandyas, Nichanametla, Varmas, Nags, Kumars, and Gopals. I'm sure I covered everyone. Thank you guys. Thank you. Okay. Now we will move on to our youth wing. They will take over from here.